Hello Internet, and welcome to something a little bit different. This is going to be my first game of the World Cup of VGC. Now, normally I don't do things like this. It's been a long time since I've entered like the NPA or the World Cup of VGC or anything like that, but I thought I'd have a bit of fun this time. Mainly I've stayed away from them in the past because the teams I use, I like to stick with, and tournaments like this, you can easily counter-team people if you're quite confident on the team they're going to take. So I've always stayed clear from this sort of stuff for this reason. But also, I suppose, years ago, I was a lot more conscious of showing my losses, I guess, on YouTube, and I don't really care too much about that now. I feel like I don't think my reputation will be damaged by showing a few losses, basically. So this is week one. I'm against Yeray from Spain. He came second in the Italian national in 2016 with not this team, with a team. It was just like Lee's team, Osiris's team, if anyone remembers that, with Assault Vest, Rayquaza, Kyogre, Crobat, him on top, all that sort of stuff. So I have been playing a few games with fellow Team UK members against that team, because I think I've got a pretty good matchup against that team, but we've just challenged each other on here, and clearly he's not using that. So, it looks like he's adapted and he's brought this team, which, I don't know, could be, well, I know it'll be a lot tougher than that Rain team, the Rayquaza team that he was using, so I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I suppose we've got, we've got 3 games open. So, okay, it's posting it on Twitter. And then we'll soon get into it. Okay, so we'll soon get started with this one. So I think we've done 2 games so far. So week 1 is UK versus Spain. I think who has played so far? Dan and Jamie Boyd have played so far, and I think both of them have lost. So are we going to follow the tradition of Spanish people beating UK players, which always seems to be the case when there's a tournament in the UK? Spanish people always do very well in the UK. So don't know what it is about that, but Spanish people got a very good record against British people. Although saying that, I don't think I remember ever playing a Spanish person in a UK tournament, actually. I'm sure I have done at some point, but no memory comes to mind. But anyway, let's start actually thinking about what we're going to be doing here. So he's got obvious trick room modes. He's probably going to be going, he's probably going to have Gravity, I'd imagine, on at least one of those 2 Psychic Pokemon as well. So this is going to be a little bit tricky, I think. And it's been a long time since I've played a lot with this team, so I'm going to be a little bit rusty as to what I'm doing with it. So he's going to be trying to get Trick Room up as soon as possible, I would imagine. I've got Whirlwind on this Volcarona, but this isn't really a matchup that I want to be taking Volcarona, I don't think. I like Smeargle here, I like Scrafty here, and I like Rayquaza and Xerneas. Those are the 4 I think I'm going to be taking, but in what order? The lead is going to be important here, because he's probably going to lead with his Kangaskhan. So, I don't really... Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. I think we'll lead with Scrafty and Smeargle, which seems really silly, but, and really non-offensive. Doesn't really put any pressure on, but I think I need to mess up his Bronzong here. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, if he leads with Kangaskhan and Xerneas, which he could do, that's not going to be too good for me here. Yeah, that would be very bad if he did that. That would be terrible if he did that. But I'm expecting some kind of combination of Kangaskhan and Meowstic, or Kangaskhan, Bronzong, something along those lines. I think he will lead with his Kangaskhan. So, am I allowed to put the timer on? I'll say I'm ready. Like, this is the first time I've battled under this Baz Anderson account, like, for literally years as well. So, we'll see how it goes, won't we? Here we go then. Okay. So we've got Meowstic and Xerneas. Ooh, well, that is not what I expected. So he's probably going to safeguard then, I would imagine. Is he going to try and Geomancy? I'm not sure he would. Because he can just take a knockout on Scrafty straight away. I would imagine Meowstic's going to go for either a Fake Out or a Safeguard. If I trick a Scarf onto the Xerneas and he Geomancies, then that would be good. But he could very easily just go for a Moonblast, or really a Dazzling Gleam here, to be honest. I could try and switcheroo the Meowstic. Would that get me anything? Xerneas could get its boosts. That would be bad. I think I'm going to try and knock off the Meowstic. I think I am going to switcheroo the Xerneas. We'll see how it goes. Because I think he is going to safeguard here. Dark Void is the biggest option, surely. Yeah, so he has safeguarded. And he did try and go for a Geomancy there. Okay, nice. So that turn did work out for us. So now Smeargle is not holding a Choice Scarf. I can do whatever I want with it. His Xerneas has got to Geomancy here, so I can transform into his Xerneas, because he can't switch that out now. And Meowstic is possibly going to try and Trick Room. I could stop that by attacking into it. I think that's what I'm going to do, yeah. I'm going to low kick into the Meowstic, and I'm going to transform into what should be his boosted Xerneas. Yep, so, okay, so he's got a light screen up. And I'm going to transform into his Xerneas. Meowstic's gone. My Smeargle is... My Smeargle's got a Power Herb. I could Geomancy again. That would be something I've never done before. But yeah, I am fully expecting the Bronzong to come in. So I'm just going to knock off and Moonblast into the Bronzong. Which I think should knock it out. Oh no, it won't, because he's got the light screen up. Whoops. But still, we're in a better position than I thought we might have been to start off with. Or, yeah, wow, that was close. So, unfortunate there, but it happens. He could try and go for a blind Hypnosis, as they say. Scrafty has got a Berry, so I would, shrug that off, but I'm a bit worried about this Groudon here now. Because I would like to, I don't know if it's physical or special, I would quite like to get an Intimidate on the Groudon, because I'm expecting it to be physical, I'm expecting this to be like a Gravity Team with Precipice Blades. So I do kind of want to switch Scrafty out, but Bronzong don't normally have Protect, so I could just protect my Smeargle, attack into the Bronzong, and then Smeargle would be in a better position. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, we have got Protect. If I knocked out the Bronzong, then I probably would have been a bit funny and gone for like a second Geomancy, seeing as I'm the one holding the Power Herb now. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, so he does go for a Gravity. So we can Precipice Blades my Rayquaza now. That's actually really nasty. So he's got a Choice Scarf Xerneas, but I haven't got any switch-ins to this. This is actually going to be really, really nasty. I'm not sure if I can pull through here, to be honest. He can't miss. Wow, so the turn that he got the Trick Room off, that's the turn where everything started to fall apart, but it was I don't know if there were rolls or whatever, I'm obviously not going to make excuses. I mean, the knockout would have been nice, but Could I have switched Scrafty out? I suppose I could have, but then Bronzong would have been, hypnosising things in Trick Room, which would have not been good. So, what do we do here? What do we do here? We've got too many turns to stall out. Scrafty is faster than Groudon. We can, low kick the Groudon, do a bit of damage to it, but I haven't got any switch-ins here. This is very, very bad. This is very bad. Unless this Xerneas is like really bulky for some reason. But yeah, I don't think I can really do anything here, unfortunately. So I'll unless maybe I sacrifice my Xerneas. Oh, I've just protected my Smeargle though, didn't I? If I sacrifice my Xerneas, Smeargle would go down as well. I could bring in Scrafty and Rayquaza, get the Intimidate on the Groudon, but then he's still got his Xerneas there. So can I go for a Fake Out into the Xerneas, Swords Dance, and then next turn, well, I'd have to protect, knock off the Scarf for after Trick Room, and in that time Groudon will be doing a lot of damage. Yeah, I don't think I can win this game. So, that's a shame. So I guess what we can do then is put Xerneas in, sacrifice Xerneas, and try and double protect. Which we do get, okay. So, goodbye Xerneas. So I can put... Ooh, okay, okay. So that double protect might have been really big for us here. So, and he's locked himself into Dazzling Gleam as well. So I can Fake Out the Groudon now, and I can Geomancy again, if I really wanted to. And then protect on the last turn of Trick Room. Scrafty would go down, but then I'd get Rayquaza in. Okay, so I'm gonna Fake Out the Groudon, obviously. But do I... Would a +2 Moonblast knock out the Xerneas from here? Can I look at its stats? No, I can't look at their stats. So, I'll just make sure I am holding the Power Herb. So, just because this is a once-in-a-lifetime situation, it seems I'm actually going to go for the second Geomancy. So, yeah, he protects the Groudon, fair enough. And he Dazzling Gleams. Wow, that critical hit was not welcome. But I do get my second Geomancy. I can put Rayquaza in now. Double protect on this last turn of Trick Room. He hasn't got Feint. Groudon won't have Substitute as well as Swords Dance. But Gravity should be ending, so I think we might be okay. Maybe? I don't know. So what do I do here? Will a +4 Dazzling Gleam knock out? Sorry if this looks all silly on your things, on your screens. But +4 Dazzling Gleam. I don't know what his investment is. He's possibly got some bulk, so I don't think I can assume a Dazzling Gleam will knock him out. So, and maybe I go for a Moonblast into the Xerneas and. No, I mean, whatever happens here, he is going to Precipice Blade. It might come down to if a +2 Dragon Ascent can knock out his Groudon, but I don't think it will. Unless... No. Oh, that critical hit on from his Dazzling Gleam onto my Smeargle messed me up, but I did get the double protect, so I can't... I don't have any rights to complain there. I mean, I could double into the Groudon, and that would knock it out, Dragon Ascent and Moonblast, but a Dazzling Gleam would, knock out Smeargle, and would lose me the game. So, maybe I go for a Dazzling Gleam, Extreme Speed into the Xerneas, but then I'm still losing the Smeargle. It's just because he's got this one turn of Gravity left, that's the problem. And that is the big problem. If I thought a Dazzling Gleam would knock out your Xerneas, then that would be fantastic. But I don't think it does. How much does it do to Groudon? So Groudon plus 4 Dazzling Gleam. Does over half. But Dragon Ascent just under half. That could be a way. If I Dazzling Gleam Dragon Ascent into the Groudon, it would be close. That would be close. And how much does a +1 Precipice Blade? How do we get? I'll just take its flying type away. Yeah, +1 Precipice Blade would take me down to Mass Ash, more than likely. So, what do I do here? The odds are not in my favour here, but I don't know. I don't think he'll protect his Groudon, but you really could do. So I'm going to Swords Dance and Moonblast. Just because if I get a critical hit, Dragon Ascent might knock him out. Well, a critical hit definitely would, yeah, but I don't think this will knock him out. So a very, a very interesting game, very close game, but it's just going to come down to this one hit here. I mean, if he hasn't got any attacks other than Precipice Blades, then we win, obviously. But I expect he will have Fire Punch, and yeah, I did expect he would survive that. And yeah, okay, so we lose the first game, unfortunately, but we do have a second game. So here we go. So Smeargle Scrafty worked out for his last game. I didn't expect him to lead with his Xerneas. I suppose the last game I really could have gone for like a Fake Out and a Dark Void into the Meowstic as well. So how is he going to adjust, and how should I adjust? I love playing with this team. I really, really love playing with this team. But I don't know. I want to know his spread. I want to do the calculations for a Dazzling Gleam last time. Maybe I should have gone for a Dazzling Gleam. But whatever. I don't think it would have knocked out his Xerneas. It's bound to have some bulk, and it probably wasn't max special attack. So let's focus on this game then. I don't know, like Volcarona is like, if he led the same, then Volcarona is somewhat tempting, but maybe not. Just this Bronzong, like Bronzong is an issue for this team. I did want to get the switcheroo onto the Bronzong. I mean, the switcheroo did work out for us last game, but just missing that knockout on the Bronzong, just that really, really small survival, really did mess us up there. So maybe we'll go Smeargle Xerneas this game, I think. Here goes Meowstic, Xerneas, okay. Okay. Well, we haven't seen any red cards or, shenanigans like that, at least. He's possibly not going to go for a Geomancy turn 1, although he definitely could still. He's surely going to go for a Safeguard still, though. You would imagine, wouldn't you? So I'm going to Fake Out the Xerneas and Geomancy. This is possibly sacrificing Trick Room, but I do have Scrafty as a switch in here. But then he can just get Gravity up and start hypnosising things, I suppose, can't he? Okay, well, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, whatever happens, I'm enjoying using this team again. I'm enjoying the mind games of this team. I really love this. I mean, he must have prepared against this team as well, so he'll know what he's doing against this. It is funny that he didn't use his national team, although, you know, I suppose it was to be expected, just because it did have a very poor matchup against this team, with the Thunderous, I guess. I suppose worst case scenario, if he goes for a Quick Guard here, Quick Guard and Geomantis himself, but in front of a Smeargle, would you do that? When you know it's Scarfed and can just Dark Void? And especially seeing as I just went for a Switcheroo last game as well. I could go for a Switcheroo into his Meowstic, but I don't really want his Xerneas setting up here. My worry is if he switches the Xerneas out into like the Bronzong or something. Yeah, so he did just Safeguard there. So I feel, well, how do I feel? Because because he will Light Screen this turn, and his Xerneas will be able to survive a Moonblast, but would it go into extreme speed range? Does he have Quick Guard on his Meowstic? These are all very interesting questions. He could just protect his Xerneas and Trick Room as well. Or, again, switch it out and Trick Room. I think he'll Light Screen here, though. But which one's more important, Scrafty or Rayquaza here? Because one of them potentially is going to go down to a Dazzling Gleam. And I think Scrafty might be more important here, so I'm actually going to put Rayquaza in and go for a Moonblast into his Xerneas, which should survive because he will go for a Light Screen here, or at least I'm expecting him to. Don't know what these people are saying in the chat. Stuff. Okay, yeah, so he does go for a Light Screen, and that, he doesn't Dazzling Gleam. Okay. That almost knocks his Xerneas out. So, I wonder if this Meowstic does have Trick Room. What have we seen so far? We've seen Light Screen, Safeguard, Gravity. Surely it's got Trick Room. Surely it has got Trick Room. But I don't think a Dazzling Gleam Dragon Ascent locking Meowstic out. Maybe it would. I don't think I have any options but to do that, really. Unless I bring Scrafty in again, but then I'm... because if I knock Xerneas out, he can just bring his Bronzong back in, basically. And that's what I'm worried about, and just Trick Room. But what are my options against that? I mean, I think I'm definitely Dazzling Gleaming here with Xerneas. But if I don't knock Meowstic out, it can, 1, either Trick Room, 2, Gravity for the Bronzong in the back. And that would not be fun. I'm just wondering if I should switch Rayquaza, basically. And I think the answer to that is yes, I do. I'm going to put Smeargle back in, and I'm going to Dazzling Gleam. Because now I get to switcheroo something. It actually charms the Smeargle, which is interesting. So that's a Citrus Berry, that's not a red card. Smeargle comes back in, halved attack. Oh dear, my Fake Outs will be doing even less damage now. But my thinking about doing this is if he does bring the Bronzong in, I can switcheroo it now. So Edu's something saying something. I don't know what international memes are going on. But I don't know. I'm really enjoying this. It's been so long since I've played a lot with this team. I really love this team. I can't believe I got a two Geomancies in that first game. I mean, that alone is worth a chuckle, isn't it? So Dazzling Gleam, yeah, okay. So he was expecting me to double into his Meowstic there, I suppose. I'm surprised how much Dazzling Gleam did through the light screen, actually. So that's nice. It means that another one will knock his Meowstic out. I do know the item on that now as well. And I know Charm. Ooh, so do I know his whole moveset? We saw Gravity in the last game, didn't we? So no Quick Guard, no Trick Room. That's interesting. I should really pay attention to his moves, shouldn't I? It was Gravity, wasn't it? Something did get Gravity up last game. Oh, it might have been the Bronzong, actually, in Trick Room, wasn't it? Yeah, I don't think it was Gravity. I think I'm going to assume... I mean, I've closed the game now, so I can't go back and look. Whoops. But I'm just going to assume it is Trick Room for the time being. But it could be... It's either, I think surely it's either Trick Room or Gravity. I don't think it will have Quick Guard. So my Smeargles can... my Smeargle, rather, can fake out quite safely in the future. And now... Well, now I switch through the Bronzong. Because that puts Gyro Ball out of range of my Xerneas. I'm just a little bit worried about this Meowstic. So I'm definitely switching the Bronzong here. He might be doing this to bait me. He might, bring the Groudon back in, but if I knock the Meowstic, that wouldn't really get him anything. So I'm definitely switching the Bronzong. Now the question I'm asking myself is, do I go for a Dazzling Gleam and knock out the Meowstic, or do I go for a Moonblast into the Bronzong? Because he might be leaving his Meowstic in here just to go down, then he'll get the free switch into his Groudon, and by not targeting the Meowstic, I could get an extra turn of Trick Room off him, basically. So yeah, I'm just going to Moonblast into the Bronzong. Hopefully the Meowstic doesn't switch out. He actually switched the Groudon out. That is quite frustrating. I didn't think he'd do that, because this Dazzling Gleam damage, it wouldn't have done too much, obviously, but it would have been good damage. So he is locked into Trick Room now, so he's got to switch his Bronzong into his Meowstic. He's still got Safeguard for one more turn. I can put my Scrafty in here, which I am going to do, and I think I have to knock the Meowstic out because I don't want it to Gravity. Because he does have the Prankster, he would have the option to Gravity next turn, unless they go for a Fake Out into it. But I would quite like to go for the Fake Out into the Groudon, I think. So I'm going to go for a Dazzling Gleam here, yeah. So he had to make that switch. He might go for a Swords Dance here, he might not. Yeah, he does. So now I do get a Fake Out. Bronzong will lock itself into Gyro Ball. But what I could do is protect Xerneas, sacrifice Smeargle, and get Scrafty in for an Intimidate. But is Smeargle more important than just a sacrifice here? Can I do more with it? Oh, I love thinking about this team. I really love thinking about the options. So many options with this team. So do I go for a fake? I mean, I'm pretty sure because he is Choice Scarfed now, a Gyro Ball does not knock out my Xerneas because determined on speed. So do I Fake Out into the Groudon? And I don't know. I kind of need to protect the Xerneas in a way, don't I? Because it is my Rayquaza has got 1 HP, so if Xerneas goes down here, I'm not looking too good. But if Groudon goes down, I can knock off the Bronzong and knock that out. Scrafty's good against that, so I think I'll Fake Out into the Groudon and Moonblast into the Groudon. But he protects. Okay, walked into that one. Yeah, Gyro Ball, it survives. But now bad turns start coming. So he can't gravity, but, you know, he's got Fire Punch from my Rayquaza, obviously. Do I low kick? Protect? I wonder if 2 low kicks and extreme speed will knock out the Groudon. I'm skeptical, but Trick Room turns are running out, and we have got Smeargle in the back, which isn't Scarfed anymore, but could maybe still do something. So I'm going to low kick into the Groudon and protect. Very, very obvious move here, but I want to, you know, get rid of these Trick Room turns. He actually just Fire Punches into the Scrafty there, so, you know, nice move from him. Smeargle. Smeargle has got Fake Out too. So I could Fake Out into the Groudon. He knocks out my my Xerneas. Then I can Dark Void and Swords Dance and hope. I mean, if I put Rayquaza in here, then, well, actually, if I put Smeargle in here, yeah, a Gyro Ball I don't think would knock it out. If I put Rayquaza in here, then I can just safely protect, I suppose. Let Xerneas go down, then bring in Smeargle and Swords Dance. Yeah, I think we'll do that. I think I will put Rayquaza in. He has got no way to take advantage of my Protect here. He can Swords Dance again, but it won't make any difference. So I'll Mega Evolve Protect, let Xerneas go down. Or better than letting Xerneas go down, I'll try and double Protect here. If I don't get this double Protect, then it's not the worst case. I'm just relying on Dark Void now. Yeah, so we don't get that one. And yeah, Fire Punch. So Trick Room's over. In comes Smeargle. And he will be doubling into my Rayquaza, so a Fake Out will be useless here. So I have to Swords Dance. I could Swords Dance and transform. The only reason I would Swords Dance and transform is if I thought Dark Voids were going to miss. Obviously, I can't see into the future. But if I Swords Danced and transformed, he would Fire Punch the Rayquaza and Gyro Ball into my new Rayquaza. But then after... Yeah, I think I need Dark Voids to hit here. That's the only way about it. Smeargle will be faster than a Scarf Bronzong, so no worry about that. So if both of my Dark Voids hit here, I think I've won the game. Because then I can transform into my Rayquaza next turn as I knock out his Groudon. So if both my Dark Voids hit here, I'm fairly certain I've won. But it is Dark Void, everyone's favourite move. It's still 80% accurate in this generation. Yeah, if one of these Dark Voids miss, I have lost the game. The end. Would be nice to go for a game 3, so I hope these Dark Voids hit. And they don't. That's unfortunate. Yep, and that's all he had to do. I suppose I could still transform into his Groudon. If I get the sleep turns here, I could be okay. So please stay asleep, Groudon. Please stay asleep, Groudon. Okay, so Groudon stays asleep. Gyro Ball, I don't have to worry about that Bronzong at all now. This is Speed Ties, Sleep Turns, and if Precipice Blades hit... Oh, Smeargle, you lovely little dog. We hit. And that is not a levitating Bronzong. Wow. Wow. Whew. Smeargle. Smeargle, Smeargle, Smeargle. Yes, my MBL partner. Wow, okay, so into a game 3. Magic Baz, the comment was. Oh, wow. You can see why I love this team, can't you? Let's see how we go then. So he led with he's led with Xerneas both games. Meowstick Xerneas. Smeargle has been good for me. I know he doesn't have Quick Guard. Switcheroo is actually really big against him. But he could change things up here. He could easily go with Bronzong. He could easily go with Groudon, even, leading. He could go with Kangaskhan. I'm still surprised he has not been using Kangaskhan. I don't want Volcarona, and I definitely don't want Thundurus, though. So I am using those four. It's just a case of picking the lead. Wow, after that Dark Void hit the Bronzong, I was sure I'd lost the game. But, you know, Sleep Turns, Speed Tie hit, Precipice Blade. Smeargle, you can't hit your Dark Void, but you can hit your Precipice Blade. Okay, so Smeargle's been the issue for him, so surely Kangaskhan is the way for him to go. I think surely he's going to go with Kangaskhan and Bronzong or Kangaskhan and Meowstic here. Surely he has to do that. So what happened? What was wrong with game 1, leading Smeargle Scrafty? Maybe I should have switched Scrafty out earlier, because I know that Meowstic isn't really such a problem now. Doesn't have Fake Out either. So if he just led with Xerneas and Meowstic, that would be a free Fake Out, but what would I actually get from that? I think I'm going to go with Smeargle and Xerneas again, with Rayquaza and Scrafty in the back. So Meowstic and Xerneas has done the same again. Okay. And both games he's gone for a Safeguard. So it is tempting to go for a Dark Void here. It really is. I think I need to keep my Scarf for the Bronzong though. Maybe. I have got Scrafty in the back this time. I could go for just the same thing as before, but he could easily, assuming... We don't know if it's Trick Room or Gravity on the Meowstic. I think it might be Trick Room. So he could easily just switch his Xerneas into Groudon and go for a Trick Room. But... because I'm thinking, like, just a few sentences back, I was thinking about going for the Switcheroo into the Meowstic, basically. Thinking that might go for a Trick Room. I mean, he lost that game because, or a big thing about that game was, I could just fake out the Xerneas and get my Geomancy before him. So I don't think he'll let me do that again. I think surely he has to switch his Xerneas. So do I make a really, really, really big boy play and go for a Dark Void, expecting him to Trick Room and bring in his Groudon? He could bring in the Groudon and just Safeguard to be safe anyway, because Groudon has got a good matchup on Xerneas. So actually I'm going to go for a Switcheroo into the Meowstic and Geomancy. He has got Fake Out. Ooh. Now that is extra frustrating, because Smeargle is Scarfed. Smeargle is faster than his Meowstic. If I'd just done the same thing as last game, Fake Out into Xerneas, he would have wasted his Fake Out on my Smeargle, and I would have been in a very good position. So that is very frustrating, especially because he can Light Screen now. He will go for a Dazzling Gleam. Wow, yeah, I think that turn 1 has lost me the game, unfortunately. That is really, I'm really, really, really super surprised he did that. Just because if I did the same thing as last game, I would be in a very similar, if not better, situation, really. Because now we can just light screen Dazzling Gleam. Rayquaza, I think I need to keep intact this time because Extreme Speed might be very handy for us. Yeah. Do I sacrifice Scrafty? I don't think so. I think Smeargle has to go here. Yeah, I think Smeargle has to go, unfortunately. So, yeah. Some critical hits would be nice. Special attack drops would be nice as well. My Xerneas is the faster one, though. Extreme Speed Moonblast will knock out his Xerneas too. So, I'm going to put Rayquaza in. He should know that. Moonblast, Extreme Speed will knock out his Xerneas. I know he hasn't got Quick Guard. So, surely he protects his Xerneas and goes for a Charm on my Rayquaza. So, I feel like I'm on the back foot now. I need to predict him to do that. I need to make a big boy play. So I'm going to Swords Dance here and Dazzling Gleam. Surely he protects his Xerneas here. This is a really hard read, but I feel like I have to make it. Because in Extreme Speed, he hasn't got a Quick Guard, so Extreme Speed Moonblast does knock out his Xerneas. So I need to Swords Dance to nullify his Charm. Which he doesn't do. He doesn't do it. Okay. I'm thinking too far into this now. So I get my Swords Dance at least. Moonblast will knock out his Xerneas. Yeah, I'm going to Swords Dance and Moonblast, I think. I mean, the problem is, we're in a similar position to last game, but I don't have my Smeargle anymore. What I did do last game to put myself in a good position was a turn like this where I threatened the Xerneas, bring in the Smeargle so I could switch through the Bronzong. I don't have the option now. Because of that turn 1, how that, I'm going to say mind game worked out. I don't have the option now. I mean, surely he knows that my Fake Out would have been faster than his Meowstic. So, interesting, really interesting play on his behalf. Worked out, yeah, obviously worked out from there. Extreme Speed from Rayquaza onto Meowstic. I'm just going to calculate this because I'll know my options, won't I, at least. Extreme Speed, yeah, does about 30%. So, won't knock him out, because he can just charm my Rayquaza. So actually, he doesn't have Trick Room. We know his last move is something else, don't we? I'm very good at forgetting moves. What was his last move? What actually was his last move? Because we saw Charm, Light Screen, and something else last game, and I was assuming the last move was Gravity or Trick Room. I shouldn't close the game, should I? I should have them for referencing. It wasn't an attack. Oh, it was Safeguard, wasn't it? Obviously, yeah. Silly Barry. Okay, so he's not going to Safeguard. There's no need to Safeguard now. I think he's just going to Charm the Rayquaza, isn't he? If I knock out the Xerneas, though, he gets a free switch into the Bronzong. Charm on Scrafty would be annoying, but at least I would have to Fake Out Moonblast. -2 knockoff Moonblast combination on the Bronzong. I'm just thinking, like, I need to stop this Bronzong going for a Trick Room. Like, if the Bronzong gets the Trick Room up, then I have lost the game. And I don't think I can stop it going for the Trick Room. I mean, if I Swords Dance here, knock out the Xerneas, Bronzong comes in, it just gets the Trick Room, doesn't it? So I'm going to put Scrafty in. And just Moonblast the Xerneas. It's too big of a problem for us. He's just going to charm into the Scrafty though, unfortunately. Or not. Okay. So Bronzong comes in. And Groudon as well, I would imagine. Or does he put Meowstic in? I don't know. I'm obviously I'm going to play it out, but I feel like this is in a position that I can't win now. I mean, we'll see. If Rayquaza was at full health, full HP, I would feel a bit better about this. But because a Fire Punch will just knock out Rayquaza, not so good. So it was in the... okay, so he just puts the Meowstic in. It was in the first game, wasn't it? Where, yeah, the knockoff and... although it was a Moonblast from his Xerneas, didn't quite knock out the Bronzong through the light screen. So maybe a Fake Out into the Bronzong here and Dazzling Gleam, and he gets his Groudon in. But Scrafty will be charmed at that point, unfortunately. So I guess I have to Fake Out into the Bronzong, don't I? And hope for some critical hits with my knockoff, I suppose. I think that's the only way that I can win this. So I'm going to go for a Fake Out into the Bronzong. And... do you want Moonblast into the Bronzong? You know what? I think I do Moonblast into the Bronzong. Oh yeah, he's got Fake Out, hasn't he? Whoops, forgot about that one again. So he gets his Trick Room off. Now he can... now he can Gravity, unfortunately. Or he could just knock out my Xerneas, which would be probably the wiser thing to do. Yeah, just because he doesn't need to Gravity here, just because my Rayquaza is on such low HP. So he's going to Charm into my Scrafty, and I'm going to try and knock off the Bronzong. I will need a critical hit to knock it out though, because -2 is going to do what, like half of the health he's got here, pretty much. So this knockoff's going to do about 33%, I would imagine, about 30%. I don't think, he really doesn't have any need to Gravity here, just because Rayquaza is at such low HP. He doesn't Charm, which is interesting. So he does Gyro Ball into the Xerneas. Knockoff doesn't quite knock out the Bronzong. And now... well, now what do we do? Groudon... I don't think Groudon Sword Stance is here. I think... I'll just start my music again. It stopped. There we go. Yeah, I don't think Groudon Sword Stance is here. I think it has to attack. I think he'll just Fire Punch into the Scrafty and Gyro Ball into the Xerneas, so he doesn't have to think about that. I was just thinking if there's any way that I can get Scrafty in to intimidate the Groudon, so that Scrafty can maybe try and beat it one-on-one. So maybe I try and double protect Xerneas here, and just to waste a turn of Trick Room, basically. And Scrafty, do I low kick into the Groudon, or do I target the Bronzong? If I knock out the Bronzong, Meowstic comes in and can start charming. But then Groudon really is the only sort of offensive thing there. Yeah, I'll low kick into the Groudon and try and double protect, which I do get again. Okay, so he does Gravity. All right. So now he can start Hypnosising Yeah, I've lost this game because Rayquaza will come in. I'll be able to protect, but it won't. It's not going to win me this game, is it? Yeah, the game's over now. Unless I get 2 more protects, which is very, very, very unlikely. So we'll try, obviously. Yeah, so we failed that one. Knock out the Meowstic. I'm going to be losing both my Pokemon here. Yeah, Rayquaza comes in, and yeah, we lose, so that's unfortunate. But at least we've had some good games. Yeah, he can just Fire Punch, can't he? Yeah, there's absolutely no way I can win this game. Yeah, okay. All right then. I think we've been here quite a while, haven't we? Yeah, the best part of an hour. Wow. Yeah. So you know, very, very, very close games actually. I like in the first game there was the rolls. You know, I'm gonna say rolls. You know, I don't know the calculations on his Bronzong, where he just survived and got the Trick Room. That was very, very important for him. In the second game, that was a really, really interesting game. This third game, the only thing that if I'm going to be thinking about this game in like a few hours or something, it's going to be turn 1 of this game 3 because he knows that I've got a Scarf Smeargle. I didn't know he had Fake Out, so you know, nice that he concealed that information. But I was right; he didn't go for a Safeguard. But if I'd just done the same thing as the second game, then I would have gone for a Fake Out into his Xerneas, he would have wasted his Fake Out into my Smeargle, I would have got the Geomancy up, and we would have basically been in the same position as the second game that I won. So, you know, nice for him, like, if he did call that I wouldn't do the same thing as game 2. Because anything else with Smeargle, and I wouldn't have won there. I think him faking out into my Smeargle, I had to go for the Fake Out myself. So, you know, if he made that call, you know, good for him. And he's winning the game, and that's really how these VGC 16 games can work out sometimes. Just a bad turn 1 like that can just, you know, the game could fall apart, and literally like that. And I really, from the turn 1, I had no chance of winning this game, without critical hits and stuff. I don't think, anyway, just because the switcheroo on the Bronzong was really, really, really important in the last game. But you know what, it really doesn't matter, you know, it's just a bit of fun, and I've really enjoyed playing with this team again, so I hope you've enjoyed watching me play with this team again. So thanks a lot guys, I hope you enjoyed it, you know, subscribe and all the rest of it, and goodbye for now.